Let's get this figured out. This road gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz, YouTube, Twitch, all other affiliates. What's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. And today, fellas, we're just going to talk a little bit about kind of what it's going to take to pass in this new game, and it's just going to take a change in a mindset. It's just in my opinion, because, we're so used to probably being able to buy time and escape, outside of the pocket and hang out a little bit until somebody becomes open, that I think we're gonna have to come back to some real football principles, which is staying in the pocket, getting your feet set. And a little thing that I do is I try to make sure that I sync my drop back to what's open or what I feel, whatever my reads are, rather. So let's say a play like that where I catch a guy in a baseline and I motion at the last second to kind of identify, see if he's in man of zone, but I catch him in a baseline. Have a guy outside that's wide open. Normally what would happen in that case would the drop back animation would mess us up so bad we would have to drop back and then throw. And by the time that we would make that throw, the defense would recover. And so what I figured out is just squeezing and holding the L2, something I've been doing, but this is something that's going to be done on the new game, obviously. Excuse me. On the new game, when you squeeze and hold L2, you're gonna do what I say is walk the pocket. So right here, you can see right here why I just kind of stop my feet really quick. And what that does is it also helps engage the defensive line. I'm going to show you that in practice mode. It changes the angles of the defensive line. Even those outside rushers that are rushing outside and nobody's blocking them, it will change their angles so that they'll probably bump into somebody else who's over there trying to occupy the space to get them free. All right. Also, it will help you catch the defensive backs with their heads turned. So yeah, once those feet get set real quick and you start to make those throws at an earlier point in time, or you're getting your feet set to make that read, you can notice certain things about the defense. Now, in the new game, as you see here, the blitzes are going to come from everywhere. This is 22. I'm just giving you an example of like how the blitzes are going to come. People are going to figure out the placement blitzes. It's going to happen, whether it's me releasing it or somebody else. People are going to figure out how placement blitzes how much they will trigger A gap and B gap and all kind of, pressure from various points. And so we're going to have to learn to stand in there and take a sack sometimes. And we're going to have to learn how to really get our feet set in terms of, I think your first set probably should be just to check for pressure. My first set is always to check for pressure. So I'm going to get my feet set as fast as humanly possible. If I'm under the center, you'll probably see me take one little quick jab step where my feet are going to stop. A lot of times you won't even notice it, but it'll stop and it'll draw in the defensive ends or the outside pressure. And then according to what I'm looking at defensively, then I'm going to keep dropping back to either let a route get open, let the routes develop, or let the route that I'm actually looking for get open. Like in this case right here, they both jumped down on the middle guy who I was actually looking at, but I was able to see the tight end, looping in behind him, get into high catch. And so this is just a lot of stuff we're going to have to, it's going to be basically like learning on the fly, because a lot of this stuff is just stuff we haven't done. And so you see there just a little bit of walk in the pocket. I'm actually looking for that circle route right there, but it's covered. And so I have to take my focus elsewhere. That's something else we're going to have to learn how to do, is make multiple reads. Give ourselves multiple opportunities. Layer your routes. Have something short, something in the middle, maybe a stop route, something running behind that, that's running past it or underneath it, you know what I mean, over the top of it or underneath it, excuse me. And so we're just going to have to give ourselves options, but we're going to have to learn how to get our feet set really fast, because sometimes you may look up and you may see your outside receiver beating that X factor corner, and you want to be able to make that throw. And a lot of times when we try to make that throw, it takes us too long to load up or get power to make the throw, because we have no stick pressure, because we are not holding the L2 right up until the time that we are getting ready to throw. And so what the L2 does, it's going to be the modifier on 23. It's basically the same thing now. But as you see right there, the quick set, keep the defensive end engaged. You see, as long as I have him engaged, I'm good. He's not shedding. And so right there, that gives me because he basically had me bagged on that play, but gave me an opportunity to see, tight end again in the back of the end zone with the high ball. And so it's just something we're going to have to learn. I mean, it's going to be, it's going to be a big time learning curve. Just standing in the pocket and facing the pressure and just learning. Like I said, guys, you have to learn how to take a sack sometimes. If you can minimize your loss to like 2 or 3 yards as such, maybe 3 or 4 yards, then you have the opportunity to come back on the next play and actually, maybe escape or, get the yards back. But all that dropping back super far, I do it, from time to time. But like I said, if you're walking the pocket, it's a difference, because at any point in time that I'm walking the pocket, even when I'm dropping back, I can make a throw. And so right there, I wish I could replay that, and just show you like how that defensive end engaged, even though he was on a contain, because the set was so quick. And so anytime you get that real Teddy with the fake dive, Teddy trip, it was a safety. But yeah, and so anytime you get that quick set, that's going to force that defensive end to come right in. And so, like, watch, even in this play right here where I get sacked, right? If I'm able to tuck myself up behind that running back, I'll get even an extra second. Now, there's another guy coming free there. That's a crazy blitz, too. But as you see the defensive tackle, and for all you guys freaking out about the center on the gameplay missing the block, come on, man. We've been dealing with that in Madden for years. Y'all would have hated to deal with the manual blitzing back in the day when they get the tackles free every time. Yeah, it's real pressure. All this outside stuff, this is nothing. And so even, like I said, bring me back to the placement stuff. Let's not lose that point. And so the placement blitzes, so like once people kind of learn, and they're going to be able to have coverage behind it, it's going to work something similar to what you're looking at right now. This is something I actually kind of learned during the beta. And so even, let's say if I change my coverage up, or I shift or change alignment or whatever, with these placement blitzes, you're going to start seeing more B-gap blitzes like this right here. And see, those are the blitzes that we are just not really used to seeing so much on, in past years. Even in the loop blitzes, that are out this year, the loop blitzes were coming from a little bit wider spot. They weren't really coming like right through that B gap like that. And so as you see the tight end just totally, not the tight end, but the center just totally dumbs out. But like I said, the key to a lot of this stuff is making your pre-snap reads, understanding where the matchups are, understanding who's at the line, understanding the difference between, the guy that's a linebacker and the guy that's necessarily maybe a safety or, one of those hybrid guys. And you got to get your feet set real quick. The seam routes are going to be there. Got to get those feet set to make those throws, be able to click in to make those catches, because it is going to be imperative. Yeah, that's the word for the day. It's going to be imperative that you get your feet set and you are able to take advantage of these yards right here, because if you're not, It's gonna be a long 23 until you learn how to do so. But y'all know where you can come and learn how to do so. Right. CoachDC404.com, man. Come bust these virtuals out, man. I'm telling y'all. It is what it is, man.